And because of this and how kind of good she's like increasing or whatever, I absolutely expect like Mesa to be worth maybe in another year or two about 250, 300 easy. Like, and that when I say that, I mean like probably even the minimum of Mesa in another year or two is going to be like 300 minimum. Mesa is one of the like best.
Also, you gotta keep in mind that this evaluation, this prediction, he has no way of knowing Prime Resurgence is coming, or no way of predicting that anything like Prime Resurgence would ever exist. So from his perspective, which is reasonable and makes sense because they didn't announce anything or they have never done anything like that before. Only 2 Warframes get unvaulted every 3 months. So from his perspective, yes, it makes sense, right? Investing in everything that's vaulted and going up, it makes sense. But then when Prime Resurgence happened, anybody who was like investing right before Prime Resurgence and then Prime Resurgence hit and then they tried to sell after it, they completely fucked themselves over. Because before Prime Resurgence, things were more expensive, and then after they got cheaper. So although I was stocking up during Prime Resurgence, I was actually able to stock up in such a way that it did not negatively affect me. So any Warframes that dropped in value, I either sold all of my sets off that I bought for a minimum of 100 plat profit, or I sold all of them except for like down to like 20 or something like that, right? And maybe I had like 20 or somewhere around there. And the reason why it was okay for that is because a lot of these sets that I was down to like 20 or something, they were the cheaper Warframes. Like I didn't have no Lokis, I didn't have no like Vauban, like all the things that were like over 200, maybe I had one of or less. I was being smart and I was flipping, and whenever Prime Resurgence was announced, I continued to flip on the margin and be smart with my flips and get rid of all the sets that were going to get unvaulted for profits before Prime Resurgence happened. So like a lot of people were panic selling for cheap. I wasn't panic selling because there was no new stock introduced into the game except for the panic selling stock. So there was no reason in my mind for me to actually drop my prices, since the only reason prices were dropping was because of the panic in the market and not because of new Warframes coming in. So I decided I'm not gonna drop my prices, continued to sell, make lots of profit, got rid of a lot of my sets that were about to be unvaulted, and then the ones that I did hold on to didn't drop in value enough for it to negatively affect me, and actually some of them went up in value after Prime Reserves, and like now it I didn't even have to wait for very long. It's only been 6 months and I'm already in green on everything. And I was pretty much in green on everything after like the first month, so, or something. So anyway, I'm sorry, dude, this video is gonna be like 2 hours long. What the fuck am I doing?
Frames in the game, easily top 3 best frames in the game. And I really do expect her price to go up. So I don't recommend selling her at all right now, which is why she's in the red. She's going to keep climbing, and she's climbing very good. So my recommendation is don't sell her. Mirage Prime, 100 on the market, 225 in game. Necros, 350. I have been selling Necroses for 350 in game. I wasn't selling them every day consistently, but people were hitting me up for Necroses. Like, it's not like I was going out of my way.
Alright, Necros is literally at 185 right now, so here, let's just do this. Let's up this up to 350. Let's up this up to 300. And so let's up this up to 300 or 400 or 375. 375 actually seems fair enough. Frosty 50 100. Yeah. That looks good. Actually, I'll drop Meg to 450. And that seems good. Just so that my top price is not as... Yeah, 550 is super high. 500 is even super high too. But yeah, that's a good change for now, I think. Maybe I'll change it again in the future. But yeah, that seems good to me.
Being like, does anyone, you know, like somebody's like, I want to buy Necros, and I hit them up with 350. People hit me up and were willing to give me 350 platinum for Necros. So I definitely recommend 350 or more. And like I said, it might not be a daily consistent thing that you're getting, you know, sales, but people will give you 350 for Necros Prime if you have any Necros sets. Nezha Prime 50, we're not selling, but definitely buying is okay. Nidus literally just got vaulted, and his price is probably gonna change a lot more rapidly than any other thing on this list over the next couple of weeks.
He said Nidus just got vaulted. Do you mean released?
Nidus literally just got vaulted, and this
just got vaulted. Bro, this is when Nidus just got released. Yeah. So like this is sort of how Korra's gonna look, except for Korra's gonna be better, right? So when Korra releases, you might be able to get sets for like 200 on Warframe Market and sell for like 300 in trade share, but it'll quickly drop. Like within a week, it will be not like that anymore. So be careful if you're flipping Korra when it first releases. In my opinion, the best thing to do for flipping Korra is to like get Steel Essence farmed up so that you can buy tons of relic packs as soon as Korra drops. And then you'll be able to rad those relics and run with squads and get a set finished before anybody else. And then be able to sell for like 500, 600, whatever.
His price is probably going to change a lot more rapidly than any other thing on this list over the next couple of weeks. Because he just got unvaulted. So people are still in this, like, you know,
not unvaulted,
to get him or to sell him. And easily,
he said vaulted and he said unvaulted. I don't think
I lasted more than 5 minutes trying to sell a Nidus set. I had 2 Nidus sets last week, and both of them sold for 200 within 5 minutes. People just...
Yo, if they're selling that quickly, then you're obviously gonna want to sell them for higher because you can't farm them that quickly. See, that's how I see it. If you're actively farming something and trying to sell it or whatever, you know, the best thing to do is, like, if it's something that's new, like brand new, is to sell it at a price that would allow you to sell one every single time that you're able to farm one, almost, so that you can almost always have it for sale. But, you know, a lot of people don't like doing that, and they'd rather sell it as soon as they get it.
Just gave me 200 for that. So 200 is good for Nidus for now. Again, another couple of weeks or whatever, these both the high and the low are going to shift. Nova Prime 110, which kind of sucks. I think it should be higher. I don't think this is a bad price to buy Nova at, but I definitely think it should be higher because it's Nova. Nova's like easily top 10 best frames in the game.
Yeah.
And 300 plus on Nova is what I recommend selling her. Nyx, I don't recommend selling because she's farmable currently as of making this video. Oberon is, and I don't mean currently through Railjack. I mean, like, she got released in relic packs and stuff. Railjack is kind of a joke when you're farming Nyx.
Okay, yeah, Railjack is a joke, but because of Railjack, Nyx and Valkyr are permanently farmable. And so, in my opinion, if you're going to invest in Warframes that are going up in value, you shouldn't be investing in these ones. But if you want to flip Warframes, you should be buying these ones for cheap and then selling them for more in trade chat. But you don't want to hold more than like 3 or 4, because what's the point of holding so many when the price isn't actually moving? It's staying the same, and maybe like it's going up and down a little bit here and there based on how much people are doing Railjack and how much people are farming that and selling it and doing whatever. And like it's actually been going up and down instead of just like staying at the same price. It's been slightly going up over time as if it's vaulted, but it's not, just because not that many people are doing Railjack. So maybe when Railjack becomes more popular or something, then we'll see the prices drop again. But yeah, I would never heavily invest in Valkyr and Nyx, but flipping them is really decent. You can make over 100 per flip. I sold a Valkyr recently for 200 that I bought for 10 plat because I only bought 1 part and I farmed the other 3 parts luckily randomly. So it was a 190 plat profit flip with some time invested, which I don't even know. I don't even think I had Valkyr relics. I think it was other people's Valkyr relics, which is like 6 minutes of my time. That's not that bad.
In Valkyr, we'll get to that later. But Nyx,
I need
just collect, don't sell right now. Oberon. Oh, side note, the dev stream a couple days ago, they talked about how Nyx is getting a buff, so this might jump the price up a little bit on Nyx's. So if you do want to collect her for 45, you might have a little bit better time trying to get rid of her after whatever whenever they bring the update into the game. You might have an easier time selling her for more than 45, obviously more than 45, and definitely more than 100. Oberon, 120 on the low, 250 to 350 on the high. Octavia and Rhino, do not sell. I don't recommend selling these. Octavia, 55, not a bad price to buy at. Rhino, I would, this is the low on the market. I would see, because he's farmable now, maybe give it another couple of weeks and see if you can get him for even cheaper than this. Saryn right here, 230.
Yo, in my opinion, Rhino is always good to sell because Rhino is one of those Warframes that people like. Especially like new people who don't have concepts of values. So even though that's like that might sound scammy or scummy, or somebody might think that, that's not how it is. There are people who want, or who will want Rhino, but they don't have you selling it to them because you're not posting it. And so instead of thinking that that's a bad thing that you're posting and selling to them, I mean, somebody else might be selling it to them for 300 when you could sell it to them for 150 or 200. So, like, yeah, it's basically like Rhino's one of those Warframes that like attracts people who don't know the values of Warframes. I feel or newer players sometimes, and I'm not trying to say take advantage of newer players, but what I'm saying is that the more people who are competitive on a certain Warframe, the cheaper it'll be. Meaning that I would recommend flipping Rhino. The more people that flip Rhino, the less the better it'll be for the new people who are buying it. So in reality, I'm actually trying to help the new people when I say flip Rhino.
400 in game, no cap,
a little bit confusing, but yeah.
Saryn, if you go to overframe.gg, which everyone has varying opinions about that site, but me and a lot of the meta players that I'm aware of, or that I talk to, think the site's like pretty accurate. Like it's 95% pretty
bad.
Good. But
like obviously there's a bunch of people
is the best frame in the game. So 400 plat. If she is the best frame in the game and she hasn't been farmable in God knows how long, and her minimum on the market is 230, you easily should be selling her for 400. Not that you're easily going to sell her, but she should be valued at 400 plus. So if you can't make this, don't sell her. If you can't make 400 or more, don't sell Saryn. I would just hold on to it. Her price is going to definitely keep increasing because, like I said, she is voted the best frame in the game. Titania is 30 on the low, which is really good to buy Titanias. Don't sell right now. Trinity 90 is low. That's not bad at all. 250 to 300. Yes. People have given me 250 to 300 like a couple of weeks ago for Trinity Primes. Without me pushing it, they just hit me up and go, yeah, I'll do that for 250.
Wow,
so
dude,
that one
crazy.
Definitely sells if you have Titania sets.
I didn't know Trinity was 250.
Valkyr, 100.
The thing is that Trinity right now, let's see. Like, even though Prime Resurgence happened and everything dropped and there was tons of stock that came into the game, as you can see, the Trinity price was about 90 back then, and it's about 100 now. So the fact that he's saying that it was working to sell at literally 300, I'm gonna try it. I haven't tried Trinity above 175. So yeah, the thing is that here's what you gotta remember. Is like, just because you post in trade chat a bunch of times and don't get a sale on something doesn't mean people aren't spending more plat on it or something like that. That might sound stupid, but think about it like this. If people see a bunch of Warframes 150, 140, 130, 120, 160, 150, 140, 130, 200, 170, 125, 100, 190, 80, 70, 500, 450, 300, 250. Which one is the person who has 1,000 plat who wants to get a really good Warframe gonna look at first? They're gonna look at the one that has 500, 400. You know, they're gonna look at the most expensive one because they're looking for the best thing that they can buy. Even though that's not how it works, that's how new people who are impatient and wanting to spend lots of plat and have lots of money are going to think about it a lot of the times. So when you put your price nice and high, it will attract that crowd of attention to look at your thing. And like, maybe even if somebody else is selling Trinity for 150, like right next to you, they might not notice that Trinity because it's only 150 and they're looking for anything that's above 200, and so they just completely miss it. but then they see your Trinity at 250, and their eye catches it because it's over 200, and they click on it and they see what Trinity's abilities are and how good she is, and then they're like, oh man, I'll buy that. I want that, and they're happy with their purchase, even though they spent extra. It's like they wanted to spend a bigger amount to get a better Warframe, and since since you were selling it for that much, that's what caught their eye. So yeah, a lot of people will say that this is a bad thing to do or a scam or like this is scummy or something, but it's not. It's marketing. It's consumerism. It's convenience, and it's literally just, this is just how you flip and trade. It's not an emotional thing. It's not a moral thing. It is a mathematical thing, right? It's if like, you don't have to maximize your profit and get every single little bit of platinum that you can out of every single trade. But if you want to and you have the time to put in to do that, you can. So it's like, wherever you lay on the spectrum of your time, like how much time you're willing to put in compared to how much plat you want to make or whatever, then that's how you should be choosing your prices. So don't feel bad if people message you saying that your prices are too high or too low or something like that, or telling you that prices are a certain way, because those people are ignorant to the actual trading. They do not understand that prices range from low to high, and that the margins are like 300% difference usually. Like even though like these people don't like that, that's the reality, and there's nothing nothing that complaining can help it. Like, complaining's not gonna help it. If they want to make a difference, then the best thing that they could do is flip stuff into trade chat for cheaper than other people. And if they're not doing that, then why are they complaining, right? It makes no sense. If they're not gonna put in their time to make plat and give other people the opportunity, then they don't know what's going on. They're unaware, you know what I mean? So yeah, whenever people message you being toxic, just understand that these people are just unaware of the reality, and maybe they ripped themselves off multiple times, and they're just realizing that now, and they're upset at themselves, and they're trying to take it out on you because you're not ripping yourself off, and they wish that they were you.
On the low, 200 plus. I straight up just sell Valkyrie sets for 200 on the market, and people do pay this. Like, and every time I'm saying that people pay this, I mean, I'm not pushing it. They're hitting me up and giving me the platinum out of nowhere. So definitely worth 200 plus on Valkyrie. Vauban, definitely. I sold so many Vauban sets at 300 plus recently. It's ridiculous. People are hitting me up for this too, which I'm now currently out. I don't have any more Vauban sets on PC, but Vauban 300 plus is what you want to do with him. His price will probably keep creeping a little bit higher over time. Like maybe another 3 months, it'll be worth 325 minimum or whatever, but 300 is pretty good for Vauban, so I recommend that. Vault is farmable, or no, Vault, he's Borrow Katira Vault. 250 on Vault. Whatever platform you're on, 250 on Vault is really what it should be. And Wukong and Zephyr, don't sell, but definitely be buying Wukong Prime sets, because Wukong has the ability to kind of be like a Saryn or a Mesa. So like how Saryn and Mesa are like top 10 tier in the game, Wukong also excellent. So that being said, I got a little
Wukong, Saryn, Mesa, Nova.
I went over this in the beginning of the video, but basically
these are all meta
you guys can have it. Thank you so much for watching this video.
Even Titania, you could call that a meta frame for her speed.
Channel, ask me about that when you get
the thing is that certain Warframes like Oberon look uglier and are cared about less, and then certain Warframes like Saryn or Nova look better and have like really good abilities that not a lot of Warframes can compare to. Like Saryn can kill like Saryn's like easily one of the best DPS and like killing frames in the game, and then Nova can speed up and slow down enemies depending on what build you're using, which is insanely powerful for like so much content. Being able to speed up enemies for defense or slow down enemies for survivability or whatever you have to do. Nova's god tier. So yes, so whenever you're investing into Warframes, you should slightly take into account their usability in the game. Like Atlas, who's who who's using Atlas every day and like maining Atlas? Maybe like 5% or less of the fan base, right? So just knowing that Atlas isn't very popular is why you might not want to invest in him. But at the same time, if you think about it, maybe because he's not that popular, people aren't picking up his parts when they're getting it. People aren't opening his relics when they have them. People aren't choosing his parts when they get them. They're choosing other Warframes or other parts when they're doing their missions. People aren't focusing on Atlas and farming Atlas and stocking up. And so maybe because it's vaulted and people aren't focusing on it, if you're buying them from the people on Warframe market, you're pushing the price up, and not really that many sets are coming into the game. Like you can like not really corner the market, but you can have more you can have more of a presence in this in the Atlas market, because the Atlas market is smaller compared to something like the Ivara market or Titanium market, where tons of people are stocking up on sets beforehand, where Atlas people, maybe some people were stocking up on Atlas sets, but not everybody, pretty much, you know what I mean? Like it's like popularity plays a small role, but it's not just a small role. It's more like a medium role. It's not like the largest role, but it is like it's a strong role. The biggest role obviously is the sets in the game. So the unvaultings and the whenever a ton of sets come into the game, prices drop. Whenever things are vaulted, prices will go up, and whenever things have been vaulted for over a long period of time, the prices should go up as time goes on. But you know, it's kind of depending on how much demand there is for that set and how much supply there is for that set will determine how quickly the price will raise if it's vaulted. Yeah. So hopefully this video was useful. I know it was extremely long and you probably don't care, but yeah, this was I hope this was useful. Make sure to go and subscribe to Neonas. I put his stuff and his info in the description. Like I always put everybody's info in the description whenever I'm doing a reaction video. And I just want to say that this guy is one of my favorite YouTubers for Warframe trading, and I started watching him when he only had 3,000 subscribers and I only had 300. Back in the day, man. So yeah, I've followed him for a long time. Love his content. Much love, Neoness. Yeah. If you yeah, follow on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch. Follow him on Twitch. Yeah. What a scuffed outro.